welcome back to my little internet sanctuary. I did not abandon you. I actually just got really sad, and I'm not going to address that right now. I'm going to talk about that next week. How are you doing? Have you eaten today? Have you had enough water? Probably not. I have my water here. So go grab yourself a drink and a snack because I talk a lot on here. Like always, I tried to script this out in as little words as I could, but sick. Today we're talking about Face Beauty, which is a makeup brand that was started by one of my favorite people to ever exist, Halsey. I actually really wanted this video to go up on her birthday, but my brain said no. Like, I was not in the headspace to film last week. Just so you know, I don't have the entire beauty range. Like, I don't have money like that. We're only talking about the products that I do have. I will acquire the rest slowly. I'll be honest, when I first had this idea to review all of these products, I was nervous that my love for Halsey would get in the way of the way the product actually performs. But I feel like I can't lie about makeup and how it performs because you can see it on my face. Like, you can see when something isn't working. Halsey is somebody who is so important to me and is like such a big chunk of who I am that I want everything that they do to be successful, but if something isn't working for me, like, I have to be honest about that. Just a reminder, I have very oily skin, so anything I ever talk about on this channel has been tested on oily skin out in the Texas heat. You know, I think that is the ultimate test for any product. If it can't last on my face for more than 8 hours, I'm not repurchasing it, and I think that's fair. I think every disclaimer is out of the way, and with that we will begin. I'm gonna go ahead and get the hard part out of the way and talk about the product that I wanted to work for me so bad and was so disappointed when it didn't, and that is the Performer foundation. I bought it in the shade L1 Neutral. I am so bad at color matching online, so I got the shade that Halsey themselves uses because I always thought that our shade was similar. I should have gotten L2 Neutral because I think this is just a little too light for me, and I know that they also go back and forth between the two. I tried really hard to make this work. I did different skin prep techniques. The duration of time between skincare and makeup application, like, I played with that. I was like, well, maybe I just need to let my moisturizer sink in more. I'll give it time. I wore this for a week straight. Different things, whether I was sitting at home or I went to work or I was out with friends. I tried, and it didn't work for me. Even if I stayed in my house all day and didn't move from the couch, it started separating within the first hour. I always powder my entire face, and I tried different amounts of powder, whether it was a thin layer. Hello. I used a little bit of powder, or I was like, I'm gonna make this work, and I used so much powder. No matter what I did, my face always felt wet. If you have oily skin, I can't recommend this to you. If you have dry or maybe even normal skin, I think this could look beautiful on you. It has a very beautiful luminous coverage, and I've used different luminous products on my oily skin and they've worked beautifully. I think this is just too hydrating, too luminous. If you are somebody who likes the dewy look, I know a lot of people don't powder their face. I can't do that, but if you can, I think you would really like this. If this product had worked for me, the only gripe that I would have with it is the applicator. And I really wish it was in a pump, but I understand why it's not. If I remember correctly, I think all of these products were made to be easy to open for those who struggle using their hands. And for that, I completely understand and respect that decision. But even, I know what's gonna happen, even if I'm so gentle with taking this out, it kind of splashes a little bit. This is what it looks like. It's like a oversized doe foot. It might not look oversized on the camera, but it's pretty big. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I feel really bad that I don't like this. Like when I was testing this product, I was even telling my boyfriend, I was like, I wanted to love this so much. I love Halsey, but I can't lie. If they came out with a formulation for oily skin, I am there. I'm buying it. I don't. That's enough negativity. Let's move on. Next, I want to talk about blushes, because blush used to be something that I didn't really think too much about. And somewhere within the last few years, it's become one of my favorite products. And I don't really know how that happened. So now when I run out of one, I like to try new ones. I only have one shade in each of their formulas because I don't want to overconsume and then waste money in product. So we're going to start off with talking about the original About Face cheek formula. I've recorded this a few times and I keep stumbling over my words, but you don't need to know that. We're going to start off with the Cheek Freak blush bombs. Is it gonna focus? Please say yes. This is in the shade Raunchy. She's so cute to me. I love this formula. It's so thin and buildable and it blends so smooth. I use sponges and I've had no problems with like patchiness or separation while applying. I've had trouble with like cream blush products because they separate. And I'm like, I'll just go back to powder blushes. But this, I haven't had any problems with this one. I love her. On my skin tone though, if I'm not careful, my cheeks can just look orange with this color. I've been known to over blush sometimes on accident. And with this shade specifically, if I'm not careful, I look like I just got slapped. But with careful application, this is so pretty. This lasts all day on my skin, which I love because blush is always like the first thing to go. I highly recommend this blush formula. I love her. I think when I'm done with this color though, I'm gonna try to go for a more pink or corally shade. I just think that works better for my face. It looks a little different in person than it was on the website, and that's on me. I should have just gone to Ulta. All right, now it's time to talk about the new blush formulation that they came out with like early to mid-September. I was gonna say earlier this month, but it'll be October when you watch this. So in September, they came out with a new blush called Blush Rush. It is a liquid blush. Where's the front? Her bottle is tiny, but it's pigmented. I got mine in the shade Starting Line. I was going back and forth between this shade and another shade. And if I'm honest, the reason I picked this shade is because there is a Luke Hemmings song called Starting Line that I love, and when I was going through the shades I started singing the song to myself, and that is how I decided which one I was gonna order. It has the smallest doe foot applicator. It is so tiny. This bottle is so much smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but for how much pigment you get, I feel like you don't need a lot. Like this is gonna last you a good while. My theory is that they made the doe foot so tiny because it's really easy to get carried away with liquid it's very easy to get carried away with liquid blush. That happened to me yesterday. It was my cheeks were very pink. I'm also wearing her today. This is one of those products though, how can I explain this? The first time I used this product, there was no patchiness or lifting at all when I was applying it. Yesterday there was, and I was like, what's going on here? And today I realized why that happened. So you know when you're applying the blush and you have the applicator and you're dotting it on your face and then you blend it out, if you dot some on your face and then blend it and are like, oh, I could use some more color, if you go back in and blend it another time, it will lift. So make sure you put enough color on the first time so that on that first initial blend you have enough, because in that first initial blend it won't separate. When you apply more, it will lift. So just be very mindful of that. Yesterday I over blushed because I tried going back in to fix the patchiness, and you can fix it. It's not going to be patchy forever. You know those products where you're like, oh, it's patchy, and you just kind of have to accept that that's how you look like that day, or just wash it all off and start all over. You can fill in the gaps, but it can lead to over blushing, so please be very careful. The plus side is that this is not, like, once it's on your face, it's staying there, it's not fading, it is not moving. Your cheeks are blushed for the rest of the day until you want it to come off. Once I try another shade in the Cheek Freak, probably a shade more similar to this, I'm going to apply them side by side and see which formulation I prefer. When it comes to application, I prefer the Cheek Freak, but when it comes to what color I have, I prefer the Blush Rush. I think this just comes down to personal preference though. Do you prefer a balm or do you prefer a liquid? That's up to you. Sticking to the face, I have the Light Lock Highlight Fluid. This is in the shade Shaken or Stirred. And like everything else, it comes in a giant doe foot applicator. I'll just put some here for you. It's so, okay, we're gonna talk about it. The doe foot applicator on this is big. I would say it's too big for the areas that I use it for. So what I do is I take the wand out and then, I'll just show you. I take the wand out and I kind of scrape it on the sides, and it's so thin that it just like goes back into the bottle. And I take my finger like this and I just press it wherever I want the shine. It's so shiny and it blends so nice. I'm wearing this today on my brow bone and on the bridge of my nose. You know what? I wasn't gonna put it on my cheekbones, but why not? We'll do it here. Okay, let's go. I have my little mirror here. She's dirty. I have no highlight on my cheeks. I didn't put any today because I'm wearing a product on my eye right now, and I was like, is that just like too much sparkle in one area? But whatever. Taking my ring finger, getting some on there. Okay. And I just tap it on top. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. Hold on. I think what I like is that my face is powdered and I can put it on top and none of the powder moves. None of the makeup under it moves. It looks good in person. I don't know what it looks like on camera. I'm not gonna know until I go to edit this. Hi. The shine of this is gorgeous. It's a beautiful gold color. I wonder though if it's a little too gold for my complexion, like too yellow. I really hope that they come out with a shade a little less yellow than this. This is gorgeous for so many people. Maybe this looks fine on me and I'm crazy. You'll have to let me know what it looks like in my face, whether it's in the comments or in person. Please tell me. Until they come out with just a teeny bit lighter of a color, I'm gonna use it. Like, I can use this. I can work with this. This is good. Okay. Now it's time to talk about what I think is the most popular product of this entire brand. And that is the Matte Fluid Eye Paints. I have a few colors. When this brand first launched and I saw these products, I think I lacked imagination. I was so used to eyeshadow palettes because they dominated the industry for so long. Because it's Halsey, of course I bought some. I want them to thrive. I have a few colors here. I'll show you. I don't have all of them. This is in Blue Monday. I wore this to a concert. I'll show a picture here. I put it all over the lid and then I put a glitter on top of it. I didn't put that on right. Hold on. There we go. Then I have Crocodile Rock. I'll put it right next to it. It's nice green. Are you gonna focus? Okay. Vertigo Flowers. I'll put here. This is awful. I can't see the back of my hand from that angle. I have, this one is so dark. One moment. This is, I can't see it, No Queen Blues, I think is what it says. I use this one the most. I guess I just never knew the name. I have this on under a product I will talk about in a second. New Karma. I needed a purple. I don't have enough purple eye things. The last one I have is Art of Darkness. I bought this to use as an eyeliner, but I haven't used it as an eyeliner yet. But these are the colors that I have. I don't wear these too often, but if I'm like going to a show or if I'm going to an event that theme like involves a specific color, I will pull these out. Halsey is a painter, so they created these to work similarly to paints so that you could mix them together and blend them all together to create different colors, which I think is really cool. They apply almost like a cream. As you can see, some of them are still kind of wet, and that gives you time to play with the colors and blend them and set the color wherever you want it. But once these are dry, they're not moving. If I want a sharp line, I'll grab like a small angled brush or any small brush at all, and then I'll dip the brush like on the applicator to create the line. I actually kind of really like that these come in a doe foot applicator. I think if these had come in like a squeezy tube or like a pot, I probably wouldn't have given these a go. I just have a really hard time trying new things. The packaging on these is just, it's really good for beginners. Like, apart from eyeshadow, I don't play around with makeup too often, which is sad because I have kind of a lot for somebody who doesn't do that. I bought this Vertigo Flowers one to wear to the When We Were Young festival later this month. So I bought that. I'm taking this with me along with Blue Monday and New Karma. And maybe this one too. I don't know. I'll have to see what look I come up with that day. I'll let you know. I'm gonna vlog that trip though, so I guess you'll see. Just like the blushes, I have one shade in the holographic eye paints and the fractal glitter. Look, I've had this for so long that it's in the original packaging. They've since changed the packaging to match the rest of the range. I've had this for so long. Ignore the packaging, but we're gonna start with the fractal eye glitter. I love this product. This is in the shade Above Santorini. Let's see if it'll focus. Look at that. I love this product. I need to buy first of all, one in the new packaging and then just other colors. This is one of those things that so far I've only used it all over the lid like I did in this picture. I used Blue Monday and then I put this on top of it. This was more just like as the base layer to cover it in glitter. Halsey also has a more affordable makeup brand that I will talk about in another video, but I have products from that line that I mix this with. I really want to buy more colors of this in the new packaging, preferably a purple. I really like the way purple looks on my brown eyes. If you don't have a lot of experience with glitter like me, I think this is a really good starting point because you get a lot of control over the application. Now we're going to talk about the holographic formula. When I scripted this, it says that I'm going to be very transparent here. When I scripted this morning, I had said, because it was true, I hadn't worn this yet. But I was like getting ready and I changed my mind. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna line my eyes with this today. So I did. What I originally said is that I'm still gonna talk about this because I can't imagine it being much different. I just thought that it's the same thing, only this is color shifting. And it is. Like, that's the only difference, is that this has a two-tone element to it. It applies the same, it blends the same, it wears the same. It's the same, only it's color shifting. I bought this one in the color Rebirth. I liked the blue in here, and I really wanted to try something new, and I was very intrigued by the green in here because I don't naturally gravitate towards green makeup. You know what got me is Brat. The way Brat dominated and Brat Summer and everything was green, I was like, this is actually really fun and I'm not scared of green anymore. Like a bright green. So I bought this and Charli XCX made me buy this. It helps if I show you the product, right? It's the same thing as the rest. Only now, I'll put it right next to Above Santorini. On camera, it just looks green. I promised it shifts. I don't think you can see the color shifting on camera. I swear it's there in person. It looks like if you were shifting back and forth between these two colors. That's what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell, but that is what it looks like. Real quick, I don't have much to say about this next product. I got the Line Artist white eyeliner in the shade High Altitude. Yeah. It's just a twist liner. I got this mainly for like detail. I broke it. Sick. It's really soft. Don't do what I just did. It's so soft and creamy. And I mainly got this for like detailed line work around the eyes. Ooh, I broke off the tip, but it's really creamy. I just haven't used it enough to like know if it lasts that well, but I feel bad if I don't talk about it because she's right here. I kind of don't mind that she fell apart when I pressed down too hard, because that means there won't be a lot of tugging on my eye. I don't use a lot of, let me get this off. I don't use a lot of eye pencils for that reason, because I don't like tugging on my eyes more than I have to. Just so you know, I don't use makeup wipes to remove my makeup. Maybe once a year, maybe. Like if I ended up at one of my friends' houses and it's late and I'm staying there and that's all they have, that's the only time I will use makeup wipes on my face. I don't know why I have these, but now I'm just using them to take off these swatches so I can show you the rest. Moving on to liners I love. The Matte Fix lip pencils. I only have 3 shades. I need a lip pencil. A lip is not complete without one. I am so picky with lip pencils. I need them to be smooth. I need them to be long lasting. I'm glad that these aren't the typical wooden lip pencils. I find that those are really hard, and I really prefer a softer formula. This is in the shade Raw Kiss. I'll put it here. I have this red one in the shade Forever Flame. I prefer red lips over anything. Oh my god, I love her. The red and this nude are in regular rotation. If you see me, I'm probably wearing one of these. This third one is one that's newer to my collection. This is in the shade Lost Time. I got this for the fall and winter because I prefer a darker lip in the fall and winter. Right here. It looks lighter on camera than it does in person, but this looks dark. That's not that. I've tried many lip pencils, mostly drugstore ones, but I haven't found one that stands out to me that is from a cruelty-free brand. I try to be as cruelty-free as I can. As long as I can find a product that works for me. My dog is saying hi. Hi, baby. Hi. Can you get down, please? Go. He's throwing a fit in his bed. These are wonderful. They're so soft. I almost didn't. I ordered these at the same time. I ordered 3 at the same time, and I almost didn't, just in case they were hard, and they're not, and they're so smooth, and they last all day. Like, I really have to scrub my hand right now to get these off, which is a good thing for makeup. From the very first application, I knew I loved these. My love for the artist aside, these are great. I'm definitely gonna buy these in every single color. I think once I'm out of the other lip liners that I already have, this formulation is gonna replace all of them. All right, we're at the last 2 products of the video, and we are back to having one of each formulation. I think there are 1, maybe 2 other lip formulations that I haven't tried yet. I will get to those, but the ones that I do have are the Cherry Pick Color Butter. Okay, you know those videos of people who like drop things on purpose? I'm not dropping things on purpose. I'm trying to talk nice to myself. But I'm not dropping this to be funny. I don't know what's happening. I have one of the Cherry Pick lip color butters, and then I have one of the Light Lock lip glosses. We're gonna start with the color butter first. This is the color butter in the shade Wicked Apple. It's a clicky, which is cool. The color itself is gorgeous. We love her. I wore this in my last video. What I don't love is how messy it can get. Now, if I were you, I would apply this with a lip brush, and you need a lip liner with this. You can't just like, I did that in my video. And this camera is very forgiving because the way it looked in person, like I said, make sure your lips are lined. This formula is so wet. I guess it's in the name. It's a butter. It's kind of like a gloss, but not really. If you put a little bit on your lips and then kind of blend it out with the brush, it's still really pretty. If you want a more like a like a flushed or like a muted, like when people put product in the middle of their mouth and they just kind of blend it out and it's gorgeous. You could do that. I just thought of that. I might do that actually. I'm going to use the rest of this, but I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna repurchase it because I didn't line my lips last time. I'm going to line my lips again and use a brush with this and let you know my final thoughts about it in another video. I may not get ahead of myself. I'm gonna try this in another color. I'm still gonna finish this one, but then I'm gonna try it in another color, and if it applies the same way, if it's just as messy and slides around, I think this is just gonna be one of those products that doesn't work out for me. You tell that I'm giving some of these products a lot of grace. The last product we're talking about today is the Light Lock Lip Gloss in the shade Double Clutch. Let me swatch it for you. Another doe foot applicator. Oh, guys, two videos ago, I talked about my love for the Fenty lip glosses. And I only have one shade of this. But if the rest of the shades apply as beautifully as this one, if the rest of the shades apply as beautifully as this one, they're gonna have to fight. Both formulas will be fighting for the throne. Oh my gosh. I love this lip gloss. I got it in this shade to be safe. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and I don't really know how you mess a color like this up. They describe this as like a lip gloss, lip oil hybrid, and I think that's exactly right. The color payoff is there while having your lips feel hydrated and moisturized. And I'm still new to lip oils, so I haven't played around with many of them. But if I can get this color payoff with the lip oil, the way this lip gloss makes me feel, that's dramatic. The way this lip gloss makes me feel, I'm gonna end up buying the entire shade range. There isn't a color on the website that I can't see myself wanting, except maybe the yellow one. These are so creamy without being like gummy or sticky on the mouth. If you're a lip gloss person, I think you're really gonna like these. October is a really expensive month for me. You'll see why in upcoming vlogs. But once everything is settled and done and I'm just hanging out my house, I'm buying more of these. If you've seen me around lately, this is probably what I'm wearing. When I was going to change my camera battery, I saw this peeking out of my lip product bag. I've had this for so long. Do y'all remember this? The Halsey MAC lipstick collaboration. This is so old. Should I have this? No, but I'm never getting rid of this. Are you joking? This isn't part of the About Face collection, but I need you, like, I walked around wearing this lipstick like 10 years ago. It's gray. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. Like I said, Halsey has another makeup brand that I will be talking about in another video. I really need to revisit those products. And my dog is coming again. I really want to give that other brand its own separate video because I think that's fair. I don't want one to overshadow the other. I don't want them to compete for attention. In my head, they're two very different things, even though they're both like colorful ranges. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's anything from this brand that I haven't tried yet that you think I might enjoy, please let me know. If there's anything from the brand that you want to try but you really don't want to spend your money on it to have that risk, please let me know what that is and I will let you know so I can grow my collection and try new products at the same time. I'll keep you updated on the products that I'm not sure about. The only definitive no right now is the foundation. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll use the rest of it on days where I know I'm just gonna be at home. I don't want to just waste it and throw it away, and because I've put the applicator directly on my face, I feel really bad about giving it to somebody else. If there's any topic you want me to touch on, if there is anything you want to see a video on, let me know. Until then, please be safe and be good to yourself, and I will see you next week.